Things looking crazy, a storm on the horizon. The pressure is low, gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, we're stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see. Prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities. We're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, we're ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
Let's do it, guys. Let's kick this can over. Let's make it happen. My name is Ron Tyler. I'm the president of Emergency Management Associates. We're coming on the air right to you today, coming from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. Welcome to our program, guys. We have some things we need to discuss tonight. First off, okay, this is going to be a big deal, okay? Last night we talked to you about a fire in southeast San Diego County, over near the Mexican border. It's still going. It's still going, guys. It has been 50% contained as of early this morning. 50% containment as of early this morning. There is still fire going. There's still fire going, guys. 50% containment right now. Fire engines and air tankers and hand crews are on the scene right now as we speak. They're on there, okay? They're going to be here until that fire is put out. Now, guys, it's a lucky thing. Very lucky thing we have these hand crews. We have these air tankers that have almost worked throughout the night and have brought that fire under 50% containment. The fire started on Monday morning. The fire started on Monday morning over in Tijuana, Mexico. Again, the fire remains burning, 50% containment right now. A brush fire started Monday afternoon, not Monday morning, in Tijuana. It spread across the border into the United States into southern San Diego County, southeastern San Diego County, growing to nearly 3,000 acres by Wednesday, yesterday. It prompted officials to issue evacuation warnings. Those warnings were lifted last night by law enforcement as firefighters made progress on the fire. Cal State firefighters were called to a 20-acre brush fire at 10 a.m. Tuesday morning. Was burning in a remote area in rocky terrain in the Otay Mountain Wilderness across the U.S.-Mexican border from Tijuana. The Bouys 6 fire, as it has been called, started in Mexico just before 2 p.m. on Monday. Firefighters in Mexico battled the flames on their side of the border until sunset Monday night. And they were on the line Tuesday morning as well, according to CAL FIRE. The fire crossed the Tijuana River drainage overnight Monday into the United States on the east side of Marin Valley. As of Tuesday night, the fire burned around 520 acres in Mexico and grew to 700 acres on the U.S. side of the border by Wednesday afternoon. The fire grew to 2,617 acres on both sides of the border with 5% containment, according to CAL FIRE on Tuesday night. Thursday morning. Overnight last night into today, CAL FIRE Public Information Officer said fire activity remained minimal overnight as more moisture came off the ocean with cooler temperatures moved into the area after midnight, allowing firefighters to make progress on the fire with 50% containment overnight. The present size of the fire is 1,625 acres on the U.S. side of the border. Evacuation warnings had been issued for 6 San Diego County emergency zones, and as firefighters continued battling the blaze on this, what they call the Bouys 6 fire, evacuation warnings were eventually lifted by around 6 p.m. last night. An overnight shelter was opened for residents and their pets at the County of San Diego's Spring Valley Community Center at 8735 Hamishaw Boulevard in Spring Valley, California, East San Diego County, but has since closed after the evacuations have been lifted. A smoke advisory still remains in place. Over there, guys. Very much so. Also, the health department has issued a moderate air quality in San Diego County. Moderate air quality, 61 AQI. Okay, air quality index. 61 AQI air quality index, moderate smoke and air quality in San Diego County. This is important to realize. Those people that have breathing problems, elderly people, and young children should stay indoors if at all possible. Okay? I'm just putting that out there for everybody. Now, we have other information here as well. Let's go over and talk about our sun. Let's talk about our sun, guys. Our son's been playing games with us since Monday. Okay? It's been playing games with us since Monday. Our solar disk here. Let's look at the solar disk here. Right here. I'm going to show you the solar eruptions of CMEs that were launched from the sun yesterday, Tuesday night into yesterday. We had M-class flares. We had one X1 class flare. We had M-class 99.9 M-class flare, which is a big M-class flare that hit, and an X1.1 flare that hit yesterday. Those flares have wreaked havoc with our solar system. They've wreaked havoc with the Earth as well. These solar flares, the plasma radiation from the solar flares has not reached Earth as yet. Okay, I checked with ham radios people. I've checked with the National Weather Service. I've checked with everybody. Okay, we have much quieter solar activity right now in comparison with yesterday. Only minor C-class flares have been detected as of right now. Geomagnetic instability around AR-55 appears to have weakened. However, that AR-55 was directly in the center of the sun yesterday afternoon. That's why we have those solar flares. It's a huge sunspot on the sun. Now, what you're seeing here is from SDO, the Solar Dynamic Observatory. It has what they call a dot in the middle of it, which is an occulter disk. That allows the satellite to take pictures of the sun as these flares are launching off. Without that occulter disk, the satellite would become unuseful because the bright light from the sun would blind the satellite. That's why they have the occulter disk, but you're still seeing the advancement of the solar flares. Watch that. Look at that. They're still lifting off now. Okay? It's much quieter today. As we talked about yesterday, geomagnetic activity is right now is at quiet levels. With an expected CME launched from yesterday, plasma and Tuesday, plasma radiation passage is yet to be detected today. Okay? The geomagnetic activity is not being detected from the solar flares from Tuesday and yesterday. Okay? Moderate G2 to strong G3 geomagnetic storming has been forecast between 15 and 2100 UTC, which is approximately 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. today. Between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. today, but as of earlier, before I came on the air, there's been no radiation passage detected. No plasma radiation passage detected so far. Okay? Particle levels have remained slowly trickling higher. So we are expecting an incoming CME that may still be approaching us today. A further update will be provided when that shock arrives. Okay? Now, I have some information for all of you who live in the Pacific Northwest, who also live on the East Coast, and specifically for people that live on the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest, and your families as well. Friends and families that have people living in the Pacific Northwest. The National Science Foundation put this information out. The ocean buoys in the Pacific Ocean along the coast of Washington and Oregon are going to go silent. The ocean buoys along the northwest coast of the United States and southwestern Canada are going to go dark. They're going to go dark, guys. I'm sorry to say. They're going to go dark. Now, guys, it's a sad day. These buoys, some of them have been in operation for 15 or 20 years. Okay? The National Science Foundation's quietly removed an array of floating ocean observatories on these buoys from waters off of Washington and the Oregon coast. Their removal has been part of dismantling of network sophisticated data buoys in the Pacific and also the Atlantic Ocean. The National Science Foundation, which has been an independent federal agency created in 1950 to support scientific research, announced in May this past month that it had started what it called a de-scoping of the Ocean Observatories Initiative. A de-scoping of the Ocean Observatories Initiative. These observatories, these buoys, have been monitoring the sea surface and ocean underwater conditions 24/7 for years, in what the Science Foundation calls the most technologically advanced observational networks in the oceans. Okay? The moored buoys, like you see here in this picture, keep the pulse of the oceans as their temperatures and the chemistry rapidly changes, provides real-time update monitoring to not just mariners, but scientists that are monitoring ocean currents affiliated with earthquakes. Ocean currents affiliated with earthquakes. That's why we're talking about this. This is exactly why we're talking about this. This is important. This is very important. Okay? The mariners that leave the coastline in Oregon, Washington, and Canada, and even some in California, have relied on these ocean observatories, these buoys, to get information out to them where fish are going and where ocean currents are also going. Now they're not going to be there. They're not going to be there. These observatories, these buoys have been what they call gliders, roaming the ocean, gathering data on the go. Bristling with equipment, these buoys track as many as 24 different measurements, ranging from size of wave height and wave frequency, meaning the time between two different waves that are happening. Okay, wave frequency, and concentrations of oxygen, carbon dioxide, and chlorophyll in the water that reflect the health and the productivity of the ecosystem. There are 4 arrays of data gathering buoys off Alaska, North Carolina as well, where I live, and the Pacific Northwest, and also Greenland. All these buoys are to be dismantled by September 2027, including the removal of all water infrastructure. That's pretty bad. That's very bad. Now, why am I saying that? We are going to have a major earthquake. We are already having earthquakes up and down the entire west coast of North America. We've had earthquakes on the East Coast as well. Without these buoys in operation, we're not going to see what happens when a tsunami hits the coastline. We're not going to even know about it because these buoys are being dismantled and put in a warehouse. These buoys are being dismantled and put into a warehouse. Okay? This Science Foundation is planning to pull 3 high-tech observational stations off of Newport, Oregon. They're pulling 3 high-tech observational buoy stations off of Newport, Oregon as well by the end of this month. The 3 floating observatories off of Grays Harbor, Washington, those were removed in September last year. 3 floating buoys off the coast of Grays Harbor, Washington, were removed in September last year. Already, we're setting ourselves up for a disaster of epic proportions. The information from the ocean is used in so many ways, and it's so few and far between that it's really just so sad to lose these treasures of having these buoys in the water. Okay? Only one of the Ocean Observatory's initiative, 5 arrays on board one of these buoys. Arrays are a collection of monitoring equipment on the seafloor. They're anchored to the seafloor off the Oregon coast. That one buoy is going to continue operating according to the National Oceanic and Science Foundation. It's called the Regional Cabled Array. The Regional Cabled Array. It's going to be the only buoy off the Oregon coast that's going to be left there off the west coast of North America. It monitors seismic activity and seafloor conditions along with the stretch of earthquake and tsunami generating Cascade subduction zone. Okay? It's covering the seismic activity and seafloor conditions along the stretch of earthquake and tsunami generating Cascade subduction zone. It's going to be the only buoy out there. That's very sad. That's very sad. Okay? Fisheries biologist Joe Shoemaker said, quote, "They've taken hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars of equipment, put it in a warehouse where it's going to rot. Ocean equipment doesn't do very well where it's taken out of the water and put in a dry warehouse. It's just a travesty in that regard alone. The equipment is going to rot, it's going to develop rust, and it's going to rot away. That rust is going to destroy all that equipment on board the buoy." Now, a person who has been familiar with that equipment also requested anonymity to avoid possible retribution. That person also said each buoy costs $1.5 million. Each of those buoys cost $1.5 million. That's tough. That's tough to swallow. In June 2025, the Ocean Advisory Commission proposed cutting the Ocean Observatory's budget by 80%. That was June last year. The Science Foundation issued a statement that the cut would lead to the potential abandonment of $205 million of taxpayer-funded specialized infrastructure, sensors, and vehicles, as well as the end of crucial long-time data gathering equipment, and end-to-end real-time ocean monitoring, end-to-end long-term ocean data gathering. This departure of these buoys is irreplaceable. It's irreplaceable. Researchers at the University of Washington and Oregon State University who work with these buoys and data declined to comment. I called them earlier this afternoon. They declined to comment. I was told that any questions and all media inquiries should be referred to the National Science Foundation in Washington, D.C. So I'm going to continue going over there to the National Science Foundation, trying to get information from them, and I urge all of you to do the same. Go to the National Science Foundation and tell them you want those buoys returned to the water. You want those buoys returned to the water. We need those buoys there. We need those buoys there to monitor the ocean for tsunamis and data gathering for all of us guys. Now I'm going to talk about something else, okay? Something that has nothing to do with science, but it has everything to do with our civil rights here in the United States and all over the world for that matter. I'm going to talk about the gay pride flag. I hate even talking about it. I'm being hammered about it on social media. June has been the typical month for gay pride, Pride Month. But throughout the United States here, it's end of Pride Month. They're ending Pride Month in Indiana and Tennessee and Utah. Indiana and Tennessee, they're calling it Nuclear Family Month. Alabama is calling it Strong Families Month. Strong Families Month. Guess what? Arkansas and Utah are calling it Fideltiy Month. According to the people I have spoken to, Pride Month has not been officially canceled or banned, though its federal and corporate recognition has changed significantly. In Utah, there's not going to be any Pride Parade or Pride Gathering officially, because the corporations that sponsored it in the past have withdrawn their monies. The Department of Defense and other federal agencies ended official observations of Pride Month as part of our broader directive to halt diversity, equity, and inclusion. We talked about DEI processes and practices earlier this year. The State Department issued a policy that only official U.S. flags will be flown at or on U.S. federally owned buildings. The pride flag you are seeing is on a Salt Lake City County building. Salt Lake City County building. This is a Salt Lake City pride flag. The Salt Lake City pride flag is official flag of Salt Lake City, Utah. That's pretty sad. Utah removed LGBTQ plus celebrations from government spaces officially in Utah and Arkansas, like I said, deemed it Fideltiy Month. They rebrand June as Fideltiy Month to emphasize faith, family, and country. Other lawmakers in at least 4 other GOP-controlled states have introduced legislation this year calling for June to be Fideltiy Month as well. The state level pushback follows earlier legislation that removed pride flags from public properties. The key actions taken by the state and local responses to them include declaration changes. Governor Spencer Cox proclaimed June as Fideltiy Month in Utah, as did Arkansas. Indiana and Tennessee proclaimed it as Family Month. Family Month, guys. Family Month. Nuclear Family Month. Okay? Those governors stated that Americans' esteem for traditional values has declined and called for recommitment to faith, family, and country. The Utah legislature and other state legislatures has had the federal government previously passing laws banning LGBTQ plus flags on government buildings, unsanctioned flags on public schools and government buildings. Other states have done the same thing except for blue Democrat communist states such as what? Minnesota, California, and Illinois. Salt Lake City and community organizations strongly oppose the changes. That's because they have a high concentration of LGBTQ plus people population in Salt Lake City. They strongly oppose it, but the majority of the people in Utah are family-centered. Family-centered. Okay? The official city flags in Salt Lake City incorporate elements of the rainbow and transgender flags to circumvent the restrictions of the gay pride flags. On March 29th, 2 years ago, Utah banned most flags, including pride, at schools and government buildings. Taxpayer-funded agencies should be promoting gay pride policies. Governor Spencer Cox of Utah is facing backlash after declaring June as Fideltiy Month. Utah, the state itself, bans LGBTQ pride flags on public buildings and schools, and now the Salt Lake City Council has approved their own flag that you see flying on the city county building in Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City and Bouys have drawn attention after recognizing pride, transgender, and Juneteenth flags as official city flags despite wider political restrictions. Boise, Idaho, and Salt Lake City are putting out transgender and Juneteenth flags because they are wanting to recognize wider political restrictions. The move sent a strong message about visibility, inclusion, and respect for communities that often face public debate over their society and their place in society. Many supporters showed that their local governments can still make meaningful steps to affirm equality and representation without formally recognizing pride. I don't know why anybody would want anybody else to recognize their own sexual leanings. It has nothing to do with anything. Their sexual leanings should be inside their homes, not outside to advertise it. And running around in these skimpy costumes that I've seen in Salt Lake City and other places is unheard of. It should never happen. Should never happen. Now, guys, I'm going to end this program where I began. Okay? I'm going to end this program where I began. I truly believe God leads and guides us. I truly believe that God leads and guides us. You're going to miss what God is doing in your life if you still remain focused on the here and now. If all of us remain focused on the here and now, we're going to miss what the Lord has for us. Don't do that. When you're thinking about comfort rather than character, When you're thinking about your happiness and not your holiness, when you're thinking about enjoying now instead of preparing for eternity, you're caught up in short-term thinking. That kind of thinking will keep you from seeing life clearly. It can also keep you from reaching heaven. Don't allow the enemy, Satan, to enter into your life and devastate your life with strongholds. If we let our focus drift, around, we're going to lose sight of our plan in our lives. We're going to lose sight of heaven. Don't allow Satan or the enemy to enter into and devastate your life with strongholds. Your life should be a no-access zone for the devil. Your life should be a no-access zone when it comes to the enemy of your soul. Be diligent in your actions, and the Lord will reward you. The Lord will reward you, guys. I'm convinced of that. I'm totally convinced of that. Let's turn our focus to Jesus Christ. Let's turn Jesus Christ and our Heavenly Father to what we should be, focusing on our eternal joy in heaven. Focusing on our eternal joy in heaven. That's where we should be. That's truly where we should be. Now, guys, I'm going to share one of my favorite scriptures with you. Okay? This has been one of my favorite scriptures for years and years and years since I was a young man. Since I was a very young man. I'm going over Romans chapter 1, verse 16. Romans chapter 1, verse 16. Apostle Paul is talking to the Roman citizens here. He says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first and also to the Greek," meaning all of us. All of us. So guys, let's keep our life focused on God. Let's keep our life focused on God, guys. God loves us. I know that for a fact. I've had that witnessed to me many times throughout my life. And lately when I've been praying, and also later when I'm lying in my bed, I've had revelations from God. I've had revelations from God about how I need to change, how I need to make sure I'm doing the right thing. I want to bear that testimony to you. God lives. Jesus Christ lives. They hear and answer our prayers. Now, one of our own sisters here in our EMA family has asked for prayers for her tomorrow. Seymour, otherwise known as Sharon, is asking for prayers tomorrow. I believe she's undergoing a medical procedure. Sharon, don't be afraid. Pray and you will receive strength. I know that. Pray you will receive strength. May God bless you. May all those who need God's blessing today, all those who lay in bed or suffering, those of you that have pain in your lives, those of you who have minds that are not quite what you'd want them to be, I'm asking for special blessings for each one of you. For those of you that need help in your life, health issues, most of them have those. Most of them have health issues. May God lift us all up. I'm asking for special blessings for each one of you. We love you. We love you guys. The Lord loves each one of us. Let's remember Him. Let's keep Him in our focus. Let's keep him in our focus, guys. I truly believe that if we do that, we will be truly blessed from heaven. We will be truly blessed in heaven. Let's stay on the covenant path. Let's stay on the covenant path. Wherefore stand ye in holy places and be not moved, until the day of the Lord cometh. For behold, it cometh quickly, saith the Lord. Amen. Stay on the covenant path, brothers and sisters. Pray. Lift each other up. May God be with you this day and always. We love you. God loves you. Stay with him. Stay focused. If anything else happens tonight or tomorrow, we'll be back on the air to tell you about it as soon as the information becomes available. Otherwise, we'll be back on the air at 4 p.m. tomorrow evening with another episode of this channel here, Emergency Management Associates. May God bless you. May God bless you. Sigma Volcano Sharon is saying she's concerned with an angio heart cath. I understand that. That's what I thought it was. We have our hands laying on your head. We're offering blessings to you right now. God bless you. God bless each one of us. We may have his spirit to be with us. May God bless you, be with you this day and always. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side, everyone. God bless you. See you soon. Good night.
Here at Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. We break down the complex, make it easy to grasp and absorb, sharing strategies for safety, the vital lessons you can't afford to hoard, So thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, a member of our knowledge club. With every like, every share, and every comment you send our way, our critical message spreads further, helping more people every single day. Together we're stronger and more prepared. That's the truth we all abide. You help us build resilience with nowhere for uncertainty to hide. Your engagement truly inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright. We're always learning, always striving to be better. Bring you the most up-to-date information, no matter the weather. Emergency Management Associates is here for you now and forever, it's true. Keep watching, keep learning, because we truly appreciate all that you do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.